What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. You can call me Captain James Holden. Everything okay? Okay. Welcome. Hey, hold on. Hey, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Where's my phone? Where'd my phone go? My phone up there! Ah, crap. I think my phone's upstairs. Alright. Welcome, friends. Friday fun. We're gonna be playing around with nothing. We're just gonna be talking, I think. I don't know what we're gonna do. Massive success with the Tinylifters. They all work. After the Wednesday stream, I put the other two together, which are these two, and they just worked. And they've just been working. We're gonna look at some Insta360 GO footage from these two guys. If you subscribe to my Instagram, you got to see the one that we worked on Wednesday flying out of my mailbox around the yard and then back in the mailbox. That was pretty much its outdoor maiden. I did not see any jello. It was a little bit later in the day. I forgot to fly this today during the day. I flew both of these during the middle of the day to check for jello, and I forgot to put this one up in the air. But that's okay. So yeah, the tiny lifters have gone from zeros to heroes. When I was in the apartment trying to do the tiny lifter thing, man, I was not having any luck. But now, living with Maggie and the kiddos in this big beautiful house, all of a sudden they're just magically working. So yeah, that's super awesome. I have not looked at the Insta360 GO footage yet. We're gonna look at it together for the first time. The black one. So these two are both on the BLHeli32 1102 18,000 kV motors, and then I have them motor scaled down to like 70%, I think it is. This black one here is on the bi-blades, the GemFan bi-blades, and then this blue one is on the GemFan tri-blades. Both on EP2s, and the big difference between these two, though, is that I ran out of these double BT 2.0 connectors. So I have this one temporarily on a PH 2.0, a double PH 2.0 connector. And good Lord, it's not a totally fair fight because bi-blades versus tri-blades, but I mean, initial impressions are, holy crap, what a difference. I kind of thought that, like, maybe because I was on 2S, are these? Oh, even worse, these are rolled pin PH 2.0. I kind of thought that maybe because there was two connectors, it would have the resistance, but it's almost like it doubled the resistance. I don't know how that works. But yeah, this being on PH 2.0 is a complete fail. This has to come off. I'm gonna have to they don't sell this double BT 2.0 connector anymore, so I'm just gonna have to make one. But it looks pretty straightforward. It's just round to flat on the little pigtail between them, and then flat goes to positive, and then round goes to ground. So yeah, that'll be pretty easy. But yeah, holy crap, what a difference. What an incredible difference. What I'm dying to know is, are the bi-blades balanced enough that it's not going to have jello? These tri-blades, I'm pretty sure, so the tri-blades are on that one over there, which did not have jello, although it was late in the day. I don't know. We'll see if these could all have jello in the middle of the day. We're gonna find out. So yeah, that's been kind of awesome. I went into it not expecting much, and I got a lot in return. The Cinesplore, up until about a half an hour ago, this was a gigantic fail. I could not figure this out. Brandon's Baked Beans has been trying to help me a ton. I broke my own rule, though, with this. My rule that I've preached to you guys an awful lot is that if you build a rig and it doesn't fly good on a completely stock tune, there's a mechanical problem. The reason why I didn't follow that rule this time is that Betaflight 4.3, the stock tune, is a lot more aggressive. And yeah, Brandon and I went down the rabbit hole. I have to kind of apologize to Brandon for taking him down the rabbit hole and kind of wasting his time, to be really honest. I'd pulled the top plate off this. I did one last flight like an hour and a half ago, and it was terrible. And I brought it back in. I sent Brandon the log. I was like, yeah, I'm pulling this thing apart. There has to be a mechanical problem. And then all of a sudden I thought to myself, have you checked the ESC firmware, you dummy? So I fired up BLHeli32, and it was on 0.83. what is it? 32. I forget what the first digits are, but 0.83 was the firmware that it was on. The BLHeli32 firmware that it was on. That firmware was supposed to be okay. It's 0.82 that was supposedly having the issues. But just for the sake, now there's 0.9. I think it's 32.9. Now it's 32.9. So just for the sake of it, I put it on to, I updated it to 32.9, and it's 1,000 times better. There was an issue with 0.82 where RPM filtering wouldn't work. And the biggest problem that we've been having with this is just tons of noise. Just tons of noise on the gyro signal. That like more and more filtering wasn't really helping all that much. And so yeah, 32.9, I reset everything. I put a filter preset on it to the normal build with RPM filtering, and then I put all the sliders back to 1.0, and that's what you guys just watched at the beginning of the stream. Want to see something crazy? Here's the flight before it with 0.83. Let me put this on for you guys for a second, and then I'm gonna go find my phone because I need to change these lights. Look how bad this is. This is just absurd. I'm gonna give you some of the audio. Be right back. Can you believe how bad that is? That wobble? I actually haven't even watched this. Let me really quickly make sure this is the right file that I played for you guys. I got my phone. The really surprising thing was how well I was able to... There we go. That's better. How well I was able to keep it from bobbling all around. Oh, did I not? Oh, I didn't even do any flips and rolls. Oh, I'm dumb. You guys didn't get to see any of the terribleness. That must be the previous file. Well, whatever. It was real bad. It was really, really bad. But I mean, we had the sliders turned like way the hell down. It just didn't have anywhere near enough pit authority. So yeah, super interesting. This is my full-time job. If you want to see this content continue, I need a little bit of help from everybody. Click thumbs up. Subscribe to my Patreon. It's only $3 a month. It's 10 cents a day. It makes a huge difference. It allows me to literally do these live streams 4 times a week. Lots of benefits. Patreon-only streams, a big playlist on YouTube of super secret stuff. 2 Facebook groups, Discord channel, technical articles, all kinds of good stuff. There's also a bunch of affiliate links over on Ciotti. Oh, yeah, so to get to the Patreon link, it's over at CiottiFPV.com. There's a bunch of affiliate links there, too. If you're ever doing an order on Amazon, FPV Crate, FPV Cycle, rather, not FPV Crate, they're gone. Get FPV, doesn't matter what you're ordering on Amazon. 10-gallon tub of lube, hook your boy up. Let me get 1% of that lube total cost. I got excited by the lube comment. That's what she said. Help your boy out. Support your content creating starving friends. In the chat, Bozadar Reyes was first. Danzilla the Terrible is next. Alec Dvornik is here. Espander, Aircon, Zoe Tech from WeBLEEDfpv. How are you, brother? Ramdonko Northern Tier, Grizz FPV, Kiz Bartlett, Chopper, Ramdonko, Grardo Rotor is in the house. Say hello to Kim for me. Ram Donko, Richard Vaughn, Cole Powers, Rodney, T-Bird is in the house. I just saw T-Bird's, a little email came through from Patreon about T-Bird. Thank you, brother. Much appreciated for the support. Aircon, Mudkip661, Frank Nicholas, Ramdonko, EBRFPV, June Loco. If you want the gangly man to say your name, you got to get in early and say something in the chat. If you want to talk directly to me in the chat, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV. It'll light up an orange for me. Danzo the Terrible says CiottiFPV. Let's get started. Bing, bing, bang, bing, bang, bang, bang. Why do things have to glitch out? Stop glitching out. No. What? Hold on, let's try it again. What? Yeah, everything's broken. Expander said working tomorrow, so won't be watching live. Have a great stream. GrizzFPV says, my man. T-Bird says, what's up, beautiful? Hope things have been good for y'all. Finally got Patreon right. Sorry for the slowness. It's all good, brother. Glad to have you back in there. Frank Nicholas dropping the link to CiottiFPV. I had lunch at Hooters today with Maggie. I'd never been to Hooters before. There were no owls in there. I was quite confused. I don't know, maybe next time. What's happening here? Why did that go full screen? Hey, let's look at this Insta360 GO footage. I'm dying to look at it. New star chim chum chim chum chim 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 chim. I don't know what chim chim is, but here we go. All right, so it should be this one and this one, maybe this one, maybe this one. This one. Okay, we're gonna open these and let's have a gander. Let me move the fuck it. Move the chat here. We won't be long. Okay, so hopefully I used my mouth to tell myself what this is. Let's see. Nope. Hopefully I've put the other quad on top of the mailbox so that we can see which one this isn't. Place your bets. Place your bets. Here we go. So that is... Oh, balls. I think this is the blue rig. Let's let it go. So this is with... this is with full tilt flow state. Let's turn flow state off. So what I'm looking for is jello. It's the frame rate sucks because it's pulling this right off of the Insta360 GO. The frame rate tends to get a little bit better when you export it and whatnot. All right, so here we go. Here's one we're gonna either see or not see jello. Looking right into the sun. It's pretty high in the sky. No jello. I'll be damned. Clean. Maybe the tiniest little bit, but it might actually just be the frame rate being all cruddy. Oh boy. It's not, I mean, I can't expect it to handle a big drop like that. It's, you know, it's, Cinelifters don't handle big drops like that either. Why would a tiny lifter? This, ooh, so it's a little wobbly in there. Why would I do that? I just flew right into it. It's like I did it on purpose. Yeah, this ain't bad. Let's turn flow state back on. So this is horizon locked flow state. Hey, it is the blue one. Look, I'm pointing at the black one. All right, cool. So yeah, this is the blue one that we're flying. So this is the BT 2.0 rig with the Gemfan tri-blades. And these are also completely untuned. Like, I think the tunes are on, like, one... Oh, look at flow state getting confused. Flow state got confused preemptively because of this little crash here. So that's okay. And... what's nice is it will turtle mode back over, as we just found out there. Man, it is hard. It is hard to turtle mode back over. When it's upside down, that Insta360 GO is a big old weight on the bottom. Landed on the door. Cool. Okay, so no jello. Great success. Let's go to, this should be the biblade rig. This should be the the black one on ByBleeds. What this actually is me fucking around with the mount and accidentally turning the camera on. So now we're gonna go to the last video. This should now be the black one. Yeah, it's the black one because I can see the blue one on the bottom of the frame there. So here we go with some ByBleed action. I might have the motor limiting turned up a little bit on this one. Not sure. But again, these are completely untuned, like just best guesses. I don't know which propellers I'm going to be using on them. So yeah, the tunes will get better and the amount of power that they have will kind of get locked in. Although, man, I want to keep these as low power as possible. No jello, are you kidding me? That is wild. Hold on. Let me turn off flow state. I mean, flow state won't do anything for jello. So I mean, yeah, there's not going to be any jello all of a sudden now, but I do want to see like the wobbliness of it. Yo, that's clean. No jello at all, even on the ByBleeds. Problem with the ByBleeds is they're noisy, so I probably won't go with the ByBleeds. Man, it's really struggling on the frame rate, pulling off the camera. What I might do is set this to export, and then we can watch it off the hard drive after it's been exported. This, I think there is a little bit of wobbliness here in the tune. Might just be from a lack of power. I might just need to turn the motor limiting up a little bit. Right now, you know, from my past experiences of these things being such a mess, I kept everything chilled out, because I assumed that I was going to have motor heat and all kinds of oscillation issues. But nah, man, they even fly, they seem to fly better than they used to. I am really impressed by these little guys, if I'm honest. Good lord. What a great starting point. I mean, so as per, you know, Tiny Whoop life, hopefully I can crank the tune way up, and that should really dial this thing in. But I mean, it's already very flyable, as you can see here, like getting all tight in those branches and whatnot. That's tough stuff. I thought I was going to be able to pull this off. I really... It is awful bobbly. I really thought that I was going to be able to get out of the car. That right there, though, the fact that I got into the car at all... What? Why? What's happening? Why? It's... apparently there's a Tyrannosaurus Rex upstairs stomping around. This is with flow state on. This is just the last couple of seconds. I want to see, I was getting down with it. Hold on, I want to see a little bit of this with flow state on. See what this looks like. My god, Horizon Lock just makes everything look so much better. Not everything, not everything. Certain stuff it makes look better. This is what I want to see, though, whipping around in the little bushes here. With flow state on. Oh my god. Oh my god. That looks so flat and oh wow. Of course it's flat, but that looks so good. It just hides all of the little corrections. Ah! It didn't hide that correction or that one. Wow, that's wild though. Okay. That's nuts. Kim Fused FPV with a $25 super chat. Thank you so much, Kim and Gardo. DJI goggles, too fun. Love Kim and Gardo. You guys are the fucking best. Where is the gear fund? Here it is. 4, 6, 2, 7. I can math. Thank you guys. Very cool of you. Michael D says, "What's up? Made it a habit to fill up my Amazon cart, then click your affiliate link when I'm ready to purchase." Thank you, brother. Very cool of you. That is amazing. Gardo Rotor says it's clean AF. Kim Fuse says that neighborhood is so beautiful. It really is. It really, really, really is. Maggie found a hell of a house here. Yeah, it's just wild. You know, I mean, it's like extra wild for me, but of course, because I've lived in apartments for 20 years straight. But yeah, Jason Crabtree says Go 2 or just the Go? Go 2. The Insta360 Go is great. I really, really, really like the Insta360 Go, but it's just not quite good enough. I shouldn't say that. It's amazing for what it is, and it's 19 grams, and it's like phenomenal. But for me, I just wanted like a little bit extra, and good Lord, the Go 2, it's actually a lot extra. It's just staggering how good the Go 2 is. It's quite a bit more expensive, right? It's 50% more expensive, and it's quite a bit heavier. It's 7 grams heavier. And those 7 grams actually make a big difference. At 19 grams, the Go 1 can be picked up by a 65 millimeter motor-to-motor tiny whoop, which is really cool. The Go 2, you've got to go to a 75, which is kind of fine because, like, this is the right platform for carrying around an Insta360. Is the Go 1 on a 65 millimeter tiny whoop, like, it struggles bad. Like, it carries it and it's fine, but it's absolutely every bit, like, you could not carry a gram more. Whereas these 75 rigs, like, they're, I mean, I won't say that it, like, comfortably carries it. Like, I mean, you're looking at it, but you're looking at what it can do, but it's a hell of a lot better than the Go 1 on the 65. So, yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, the Go 1 on this rig would be wild. Like, saving that 7 grams would really increase the performance of this. But yeah, so for $100 less, the Go 1 is pretty awesome. I gotta be honest. Although, here's what I will say. Well, what I was gonna say is that the Runcam Thumb Pro would be a better option than the Go 1, but then you don't get the Insta360 Go stabilization software. You got to use GyroFlow. That's kind of a pain in the ass. It doesn't have a built-in battery, so they all have their little niche. I'm not by no means is it like don't buy the Go 1 because the Thumb is better. It's not. The Thumb is just totally different. But yeah, the Go 2 is hysterically good. Like this is coming out at I think it does 1440, which is basically 2.7. Realistically, it's basically 1080. It's really clean 1080. The Go 1 does 1080, but it's not very clean 1080. It's basically 720. So yeah, that's kind of what you can expect. The Go 1 footage is similar to like 720p footage. The Go 2 footage is very similar to like really good 1080p footage. And that 1080p footage looks awesome on your phone. Like if you guys hit my Instagram, the Go 2 footage from yesterday looks fucking great on your phone. So, yeah, it's super interesting. I am really blown away by it. So let's export this. I forgot a minute ago. So let's export this to the desktop, blah, 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 name. We're going to kick it out in 1080. Bitrate, I'm going to manually raise up to 80. And start export. All right, cool. So let's see what that looks like not pulling off of the camera. Also, not like when we were looking at it just now, it was on the fly doing the stabilization within the software. This export is going to bake that stabilization in, so it's just a video file. So yeah, we'll take a look at that in a second here. Wow, that's ripping quick. Jesus, this computer is fast. So yeah, really... it was a good day. Went to Hooters, fixed some shit, flew some shit, sort of fixed some shit. This, huge improvement with the ESC software, but the runtime still sucks on this, and I don't know what it is. I put these 8 blades on. I don't know if I like them. I'm gonna go back to the what I'm gonna do is charge up 3 identical brand new 4S 1050s. I'm going to put the GemFan 5 blades back on. That's my favorite. Those are my favorite. I'm going to run this on the 2104 motors. I'm going to swap the motors to the Newbie Drone 2004s that are for sale, but since none of you guys have bought them yet, I do want to do a test. So I'm going to put these motors back on it. I'm going to put it up in the air on an identical battery. Check out what the runtime is. And then I'm going to put this onto the FPV Cycle 2304, 2303, whatever the hell they are. The 23 millimeter pancake motors. And I'm going to fly it on those. And I'm going to do the same kind of flights. I'm just going to go up and down the street, nice and smooth. Same kind of, yeah, same speed. I mean, as close to the same speed as I can. And I'm going to take a look at how much these different motors impact runtime, because right now I'm getting... So in fairness, this thing has gained a ton of weight. It's gained almost 70 grams, 60-something grams heavier, which is a whole hell of a lot, especially when the whole thing is only like 400 and something grams. But I've gone from 5-minute run times down to 3-minute run times, and that's a bit much. Like, that's a huge difference. Hey, Brandon, what did the noise situation look like on that last log that I sent you? I see that you're typing a ton to me, but I don't want to just like sit here and read through it. Can you just really quickly tell me if if it looks like updating that ESC software cleaned up the noise? I feel like maybe the RPM filtering wasn't working at all previously. Can you maybe tell? Because yeah, there was that problem with the previous BLHeli32 firmware that RPM filtering wouldn't work. Gunny P says 3-minute run times, hard to catch rapper booty shots. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to stay up in the air for 5 minutes. You got to get 5 minutes of booty. That's an absolute requirement. Let me get caught up on chat real quick. Ramdago says, so will you buy a 11 GoPro for those 10 bits? Tis this week's thing. As soon as that 11 mini comes out. Well, so the first thing is, will they sell the 11 mini at GoPro at Best Buy? If they sell the 11 mini at Best Buy, Jesus, I will pretty instantly be putting the 10 and the 8 onto freestyle rigs and flying really hard. And so, yeah, that'll take about 5 minutes before they're both on fire and broken, and I will get 2 11 minis. It won't hurt much on the 10. I think with the 10, I think I'll only have to pay 50 extra bucks on the 10. It'll hurt on the 8. The 8, I'm going to have to pay $250 extra, so that's going to really hurt. But having an 8 and a 10, and having like 10 mounts on this and 8 mount on that, and like that's a nightmare. So it'll be worth it. I'll be able to just get a bunch of mini mounts, have mini mounts on everything, and then it's just simple. The mini weighs what the 8 weighs, right? I forget now. GoPro 11 mini weight. Oh, god damn it. Oh, 133 grams. GoPro Hero 8 weight. So the 8, is it really only 117? I'll be damned. So the 8 is 117. The mini is 133 minus 8 grams, 125. So 125 grams versus 117. 8 grams. 8 grams. Yeah. Even on the lightweight rig, an 8 gram increase is totally fucking fine. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's yeah. Brandon's Big Bean says, the last log, the gyro signal looks good. There's a couple peaks in the area that I look for when tuning PIDs, but that might ease up if you lift D-term filter some. Yeah, both filters, Brandon, were on 1.0. That was the, I put the normal with RPM filtering filter preset on it. And then I just took all the sliders and put all the sliders at 1.0. I think that's all I did. So it's a fairly stock tune, and it was just way, 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 way better. Michael D says, I just double-checked, and you didn't add the $10 super chat I sent at the end of the Whoop Wednesday stream for the PS5 DJI Goggles 2 Fund. Michael D, thank you so much for that super chat. Let's get it in here. And 577 all day. There it is. Thank you, brother. If I missed your shout-out, I apologize. Double shout-out. Thank you, brother. Brandon Big Bean says there is just zero noise under 250 hertz on this setup. You can move the filters up, use dynamic low pass 2, turn off low pass, dynamic low pass. Oh, Jesus. My mouth is not cooperating tonight. Ramdanko says upside down and inside at CiottiFPV going to show us what it's all about. So Brandon, do you think that the RPM filters were straight up not working previously? Because there was all that noise. Remember, like Jesus. Cool. Yeah, we'll dive into tuning this thing. The motors are not getting. I mean, the motors weren't. We'd added so Brandon had helped me add so much filtering, and we took so much PID loop out that. Yeah, like it's kind of no surprise that the motors weren't getting hot, but the flight performance was just a joke. So yeah. Hey, also, I spent some time. So if you'll notice, the other thing I changed in an attempt to get it to work today was I took the Cloud 149 tall ass ducts off, and I put a set of the molded HQ molded StanFPV ducts on. In order to do that, I spent some time with the inserts, the little nut inserts, figuring out the best way to get them installed in these, and I think I really have it figured out. So if you're going to go down the Cinesplore route and you want to do these HQ ducts and you want them to be nice and strong, I can help you with that. It's a little bit involved to put those brass collars in here, but it's well worth it. These ducts become so strong with those inserts. Without the inserts, they're incredibly fragile. Stan's method of mounting them with just a long screw into plastic, in my opinion, is just pretty terrible. But yeah, you can, with a little bit of patience, you don't even need an electric drill. You can actually do it by hand. I'm using the little drill bits by hand to drill these things out. And then you can just use a soldering iron to push the little brass collars in there. So let me know if you need help doing that. There is a little bit of a specific process. Shout out to McConnell Studios for reminding me about stepping up in drill bit sizes. I remember my dad told me that ages ago. Like if you want to drill something out and go straight through, you need to find the smallest drill bit that just barely fits, put that one through, step up just one step, put that one in, step up one, go do, and you just keep stepping up. You can't just go to a big ass drill bit and expect to chunk through straight and true. But I totally forgot about that, and I ruined a set of these ducts. And then McConnell Studios reminded me about that. I was like, oh shit, I knew that. Newsends FPV says that was for you. Have you seen the new Caddx session style action cam? I haven't. What do I need to search on Google to find it? Michael D says PayPal. Let me kick open my email real quick. Jesus, why are you full screen? What? I do not need you to be full screen. Email. I definitely don't need. Michael D with a $25 PayPal. Thank you, homie. Any note? For the fund is the note. Let's get it in there. That's what she said. There it is. Man does math. Thank you, Michael D. Very cool of you, my friend. Thank you for the support. Here I am. Ramdanko says Foxeer 2.5 frame could be good. We talking about the indestructible Cinewoop thing? Fun fact, on Joshua's website, you guys are going to see the GetRC Cinelog 25 disappear from the Cinewoop page that I kind of set up, and be replaced by the Foxeer Foxwhoop indestructible thingy. I did a little bit of research and I only found a couple people bitching and moaning about that Foxwhoop exploding. Everything else says that it's great. So I'm pretty confident that it's the one to have in terms of a 2.5 inch pusher style setup. I'm still not a fan of these prop guarded rigs. I'm still much more of a fan of a proper ducted rig so that the propeller is much more encased and much more protected. And also with the bigger prop ducts, the rig is much slower, and that's what we want with Cinewhoops, right? We want to go very slow and very precise. So yeah, I'm not a fan at all of any of these pusher style rigs, but I know I'm in the minority there. So yeah. Brandon's Baked Bean says, to be honest, the other log, the RPM seemed to be working as well. It just sucked. I don't know, but I think you said you changed the BLHeli firmware. We also kind of reset the PIDs and filters, it seems. So, shrimp. Yeah, previously it was on all the previous tuning. It was on 0.83. And that most recent log I sent you, it was on 0.9. What I remember is that there was supposed to be no difference. 8.3 was supposed to be the BLHeli32 firmware that was totally fine. That certainly doesn't look like it's the experience that we just had, but who the hell knows? Maybe we went too far down the rabbit hole monkeying around with the filters and the PIDs. I doubt it. I think something happened in BLHeli32 because that was... Although, I don't know, it's the runtime is still not there. The other thing that I'm going to do in terms of the whole runtime conversation is the lightweight rig, the lightweight Cinesplore on the 2004s, that rig gets 5 minutes all day. I put but with a Hero 8, right, it's like 60, almost 70 grams lighter, that rig. I've got the Hero 10 mount on that. I'm going to put that thing up in the air on a Hero 10 and take a look at what the runtime is. Maybe adding 60-something grams takes 2 minutes off the runtime. I doubt it, but you never know. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe when I'm going out and railing around in front of the house, it's just different than what I do on music video shoots with these things, which would kind of make some sense, right? Because like on a music video shoot, like I'm usually not just charging forward. I'm like moving forward and back and forward and back, like it's a static subject, right? And then I'm just kind of moving around them. I would think that it's kind of the same, right? Like moving forward and backwards, I would think is the same as just charging forward, but I don't know, maybe not. What I guess I should do is some hover tests. I guess that's really the only way to be dialed in on like the whole runtime situation here. So maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll take the lightweight rig out and just see how long the damn thing hovers for, and then I'll do the same thing with the Fat Boy rig. In other news, I put an XT60 on the Fat Boy rig. I was thinking maybe that was a part of the problem. I also put a proper capacitor right off of the battery leads. Before I reset Betaflight, I took this thing out with those changes and it made no difference. So those didn't help, but I feel better. Previously, this had an XT30 lead on it with the capacitor up on the connected to the XT30. So yeah, now it's got a proper proper capacitor right off of the ESC leads. But like I said, that didn't do shit. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was the ESC firmware thing. But I'm also really interested to switch the motors. I'm also really interested to move to the move this back down to the Newbie Drone 2004s, and then up to the 23 millimeter motors. And yeah, just see and just see if there's any kind of a runtime difference between them. What I'll do is I will motor limit to equalize the KV. So basically, I will motor limit these 2104s and these 2304s. I will motor limit these down to basically be 3100 kV, which is what these Newbie Drone 2004s are, which are still for sale, for the record. I think these are 3100 kV, actually. So yeah, that'll be cool. I'm actually really looking forward to that. Completely outside of the whole like trying to get this thing dialed in, I'm just really interested to see if there's a noticeable runtime difference between 2004, 2104, and 2304, because there's going to be a weight difference. So yeah, we'll see. I'm kind of excited for that. Yeah. What do you think of that? So that's a whole bunch of stuff. Michael D says, my apologies for asking a non-FPV question. Never apologize for that. But I saw the limited USB port on the Mac Mini. How do you function? Well, I've got two 10-port USB hubs and and another hub basically over here. So yeah, the two 10-port hubs that are attached to the bottom of the desk here, those hook up to the big, regular USB ports, and then the USB-C ports are what hook up to the little dock thing here, and then I've got one extra USB-C port which is hooked directly up to a little hard drive enclosure. Yeah, I mean, no computers are gonna have more than like 4 or 6 ports, right? And like, I don't know, I have 20 USB ports on the bottom of this table and they're all filled. So like, for me, there's no computer that's ever gonna have enough ports. I'm always gonna have USB hubs. And frankly, I like to have the USB, like I put the USB hubs in like different positions so that it's easy to kind of hook up to stuff. Holy hell on a pancake. Zoe Tech just donkeying all the donkeys. A donkey. No, wait, that's a goat. Sorry. Zoe Tech with a $200 super chat. Holy shit, WeBLEEDfpv is showing up tonight. I'm putting my pre-order in tonight for the WeBLEEDfpv 0702 28,500 kV motors, and you should too. Here's how you do it. You go to WeBLEEDfpv.com and you get all bloody. While you're at it, you should get some of their big, beautiful gates. Look at these gates. Where are they at? Look at these. Get over here. Look at these big, gigantic gates. You could use these gates for 5-inch rigs, yo. This material is like rad. Get yourself some of the sickest gates ever. And it comes with 4 gates, 4 shapes. Octagon, circle, triangle, and square. And yeah, seriously, I've shown you guys these gates. If you haven't seen the streams with these gates on them, let me know. They're in the closet. They are amazing. But look. Pre-order. 0702 special edition brushless motors. Get them while they're hot. They're gonna ship out to the first come for first pre-order first serve. I absolutely 100% recommend these Gore edition 0702 28,500 kV. If you're not a total ninja flying inside, just motor limit them down. Motor limit them down to like 80%, and that'll bring it to a sane KV. And then as you get better and better and better inside, you can raise the motor limiting up and you'll be good to go. Zoe Tech sent me the spec sheet for these, and they look really good. So one of the things that him and I were talking about I tried to get this info from Jesse, but I don't know. It's kind of a technical thing, and I've asked him a couple times and he hasn't gotten back to me. But then we talk about other stuff. It's whatever. One of the things that we've been trying to figure out is how often, if or how often, the manufacturer of these motors, which I think is Happy Model, because they're the only ones that make 0702s, but whatever. If or how often they changed the gauge of the copper wire that they're using in the stators. Long story short, to change the KV of a motor, you increase or decrease the number of winds that go around each stator pole. The amount of power or torque or whatever word you want to use the motor makes has a lot to do with how much copper is wound around the stator poles. When you go up in KV, you wind fewer times around the stator poles. So if you don't change the thickness of the copper winding wire, as the KV goes up, the total amount of power that the motors make will go down. You won't see this in the unloaded KV testing because there's no load, so it just ramps up to full RPM, and hey, it's a 28,500 KV, great. You will see this in the loaded tests or when you build a rig with it and it's got a propeller on it and it's pushing against air. So Zoetech was cool enough to send me the testing results, and they actually put them on a thrust stand. We haven't found out yet. I think he's still waiting to hear back from them how often they've changed the thickness of the copper. But what's really positive is that in the testing on the thrust stand where it matters, they continue to make more power so what is it? It's 24,500, 26,500, 28,500. Each step, it does make more power when it's loaded on the thrust stand. I will admit, the jump in power from the 24,500 to the 26,500 is a little bit of a bigger jump than from the 26,500 to the 28,500. So there is a chance that they did not change the thickness of the windings between the 26 and the 28. I doubt it, though. I very, very, very highly doubt that, because there is a significant jump in power between 26.5 and 28.5. What I think is happening is, you know what? I can tell you if this is what's happening, because if they had a tri-blade on for that thrust stand testing, then I don't even have to say, I think this is what's happening. I can't like guarantee this, but I'll be pretty sure of it, that it's just running out of stator volume. No, it is a biblade. Okay, so they did put it on the thrust stand with a biblade. If they'd done the testing with a tri-blade, what I was going to say is, like, for sure what's happening is it's just running out of stator volume, because 28,500 is a lot of KV. 28,500 is still a lot of KV on a biblade, so it still kind of makes sense that on the 28.5s, it's just kind of running out of stator volume, even on a biblade. But there is a significant jump in power between 26.5 and 28.5. And to be honest, there's no reason to get the 26.5 for us, because we're freestyle goons and we can just motor limit down. And I've also done the testing with motor limiting, and it doesn't make your run times any shorter. Like, yeah, maybe okay on the thrust stand, it might be a 1% change, but in the real world, for freestyle, it's not going to make a difference. For racers, maybe it makes a difference, because they are pouring throttle on the entire battery. And up at the top of the throttle, that's where it does make a little tiny bit of a difference when you've motor limited down versus running at 100% on a lower KV motor. Hopefully I haven't lost you guys, because we are in the fucking weeds here. But if I've lost you, say something in the chat, and I'll explain it a little bit differently. But yeah, so that's what's going on. This Insta360 GO 2 file is done exporting. Let's take a quick look, because I'm dying to see what it looks like. Let's see here. And then we're going to add to the gear fund. Yeah, so the frame rate is still, I mean, it's 24 frames a second. You know, when there's fast motion, like yaw, basically when you yaw hard at 24 frames a second, you get a little bit of stutteriness. But it's really not that bad. I mean, that was a pretty hard yaw there, and it's really not that bad at all. Still not seeing any jello. This is a 26-gram camera, guys, with a battery inside. Man, this looks good. This is wild for such a small little camera. Holy crap. You really do, like, don't compare this to GoPro footage. That is a completely unfair comparison. This is also a camera that will take a little bit of abuse, whereas a naked GoPro, which is roughly the same weight, really will not take any abuse. And also you got to power it externally and all that rigmarole. This is really good. I'm blown away by this. And yeah, there's definitely less stuttering. If you guys are getting any stuttering, it's the stream. When I was raising elevation up into the bright ass sun, there was definitely a little bit of stuttering. We'll go back and look at that again. But man, this is good. A little bit of wobbliness there. I think that was the tune. And now we're into fluorescent light and a much lower level of light in the garage, although it is pretty goddamn bright in there. And it just looks good. Man, I wish I'd made it out. I can't believe I hit the top of the A-pillar there. That is super impressive. Zoe Tech, good lord, thank you again, man. Let's get this gear fund whacked up to 802, and it is done. I have to buy DJI goggles too. Luckily for me, they're not available yet because it takes Google, like, so that, you know, so like, for example, the money that I made here tonight off Super Chats, it'll get totaled at the end of this month, but then Google actually won't send it until the end of next month. So that gives DJI enough time to put the goddamn goggles 2 out. And it also gives me a minute to, like, make sure that it's not garbage, but ooh, it certainly does not look like it's going to be garbage. I watched Wesley Vardy's Waka Flocka Flame test, range test, 30 fucking kilometers, miles, 3,000 miles. He flew to the moon, actually. It was fucking crazy. You should watch it. Waka Flocka Frame seems to be the way to go for long range at the moment. But I have a funny feeling that DJI Goggles 2... What are they going to call it? What are you doing, DJI? Why would you call it Goggles 2? Are you out of your mind? 31 kilometers. Thank you, Right9. What is wrong with you? Seriously, guys, get your asses over to WeBLEEDfpv and pre-order some of these Gore Edition 0702s. I'm going to put mine in the cart, and at the end of the stream, I'm going to go through the entire website. And so this is what I do. When I do orders, if I have time, and this is what I recommend you guys do, you hold the command button and you click on every single thing, every single page on the website. And then before you check out, you go through the entire site and you find, like, all kinds of little things that you didn't know were there. And you're like, oh shit, I need 2mm M2 spacers. God damn, I didn't know these guys had them. And then you have a big stash of 2mm M2 spacers. And then people will be like, where the fuck did you get those at? And you'll be like, it's buried on so-and-so website. What was that? What was this? Yeah, get you some Gore, friends. Get some of the BT 2.0 batteries, too, while you're at it. we were talking a little bit about batteries as well, and I gotta be honest, man. Gardo Rotor with a great question. You got an affiliate link to WeBLEED. Zoe Tech, I think I remember you saying that the affiliate program is not set up yet, or is it set up yet? I know you made the Instagram affiliate group, but if I remember correctly, it's not set up quite yet. But that's totally cool. Get it without the affiliate link, guys. It's yeah, get them before they sell out. Don't wait. Get you some stuff. Happy FPV says sloppy happy sales. What? So yeah, get you some stuff. Support the people that support the content creators that create the content that you support and watch and support and watch. So I was gonna start tearing this down because I'd pretty much given up hope on it. To be honest, I was blaming these 2104s because a lot of these problems popped up when I put these 2104s on, which is really weird. Really weird. Okay, it's been delayed another month. All right, no worries. Yeah, guys, don't worry about the affiliate setup on there. Get you some stuff. Yeah, I was kind of blaming these 2104s. And yeah, so my mechanical troubleshoot tonight was supposed to be pulling these 2104s off and putting these 23mm motors on. That's also kind of the reason that I put an XT60 on this secretly. I kind of decided that this Cinesplore was going to be my fat ass Cinesplore. XT60, then it can carry these big gigantic 4S 1300s that I have a bunch of from back in my 4S 5-inch freestyle days. And yeah, I would have a fat boy Cinesplore. And then I'm planning on building one more Cinesplore and filming it. And Joshua is going to have his editor cut it down, and it's going to go up on Joshua's website, FPV Know It All, in the Cinewoop section. That Cinesplore, that fresh build that's coming up, that's going to be the middleweight. It's not going to be the super crazy lightweight one. It's not going to be this super fat ass one. So with the XT60, I think I'm going to keep this guy on these 23mm 2304s. Maybe not, because I've had these 23mm motors on a Cinesplore before, and believe it or not, they had too much power, and like the hover point was a little bit too low. But it's been a while, so I want to revisit this. And maybe I'll like it. And if I like it, it kind of makes sense to have a fat ass Cinesplore that has a bigger motor that can carry the bigger batteries. And what'll also be cool about that is I'm secretly looking forward to doing that, because I want to do a runtime test. I want to do a runtime test, lightweight Cinesplore with 4S 850s on the Brother Hobby VY 2004s versus middleweight Cinesplore on 2104s with 4S 1050 MAH batteries versus Fat Boy Cinesplore on 23mm motors with 4S 1300s, because I have felt for a long time that there's been like people have been kind of going in the wrong direction with Cinewoops by just like pouring weight onto them. And I like, because yeah, I mean, I've had these Cinesplores that get 5 minutes of runtime on 4S 850s, and I tell people that, and they're like, what are you talking about? I'm running 6S 1300s and I don't even get 5 minutes. So yeah, I really want to do that. And I also want to do like a flight comparison and just try to show you guys the difference in all up weight on a Cinesplore, because when I fly a heavy Cinesplore, I'm like, oof, what the hell's going on here? What would kind of work, as much as I don't want to fly a heavy Fat Boy Cineroop, if I need to go fast that's what the fat one would be. Big battery, big motors, 30-degree up tilt mount, and then I've got a Cinesplore that'll kind of haul ass. Doing that, like putting a 30-degree mount on the lightweight Cinewhoop, you do not get 5-minute run times. You get like 3.5-minute run times. You know, as much as I preach like build identical rigs, what I'm noticing is that these frames just don't break. Like these Cinesplores just don't really break. So the whole like have multiple identical rigs thing, it really works well with freestyle when you're smashing and crashing and breaking shit all the time. You know, pretty much every time I go out, I break a 5-inch rig. And so to be able to put that in the trunk and grab an identical one and not have to adjust, like that's great. Whereas when I'm flying the Cinewhoops on set, it's like, what am I doing? Is this a static shot? Okay, lightweight all day. Am I chasing a truck down the street? Okay, heavy, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And they're drastically different flight conditions. So it's not like, oh, I have to adjust. It's like, oh, I got to go 30 miles an hour with the damn thing now. Okay, it doesn't matter that I have to adjust my muscle memory a little bit, because going 30 miles an hour with a Cinewhoop is completely different than going 1 mile an hour back and forth when a subject is, you know, spitting rhymes. Marcel off Axis FPV with a 199 Canadian Californian super chat. Thank you, brother. Much appreciated. No comment. Just wants to, well, a little, is that a cup of coffee? It says tired on it. Me too, brother. I went to sleep early last night though, but then I woke up early, and it's weird. It's weird. I haven't been awake. I've been awake since like 7 a.m. Usually I'm barely falling asleep at 7 a.m. So yeah, I'm not going to tear this down tonight. I'm going to charge up a couple of batteries, take those batteries out tomorrow, and I'm going to hover it. What's tomorrow? Saturday? Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to slap one of those, and these are all fresh 4S 1050s. And I'm going to load this thing up full weight, and I'm just going to hover it. And I'm going to just see how long it hovers, and then I'm going to bring it inside. I'm going to put the Newbie Drone 2004s on it, and I'm just going to hover it again. And then I'm going to bring it back inside, and I'm going to put the 23mm motors on it, which are the motors that I think are going to stay on it. And I'm going to do the same thing. And we'll take a look at what the runtimes are when you change. What I find really interesting about this is that the all-up weight is going to change, but it's not going to change that much. If the difference, the fourth flight that I'm gonna do. So here's the whole point of this test. The point of this test is, yes, with the all-up weight going up, the runtime's going to go down a little bit. But the all-up weight is not going to change that much. What I really want to try to suss out is how much does the motor affect the efficiency? So what I need to do, so there's actually going to be 4 flights. 2004, there's going to be a 23mm flight, a 2104 flight, a 2004 flight, and then there's going to be another 2004 flight where I add weight. And I need to add weight to bring the weight up to what it would be with the 23mm motors. Because that'll tell us how much the weight change is affecting the runtime. And then so all that we'll have left is how the motors are affecting the runtime. Does that make sense? Anybody understand that? I don't know. I do know how I'm going to figure that out. I can figure that out right now. So if I take one of these 23s and I weigh it, and then I take one of the newbie drones and I weigh that, this will actually be easy to figure out. So, newbie drone 2004s with very short wires are, somebody type this in the chat for me, 15.3 grams each. FPV cycle 23 millimeter motors with the exact same length of wire. Is that a 23? God, that looks small. 16.0 grams. But, hold on. I need to add the nuts. Hold on. We're gonna do this properly. And I need to add the M2x7 T-mount screws. All right, so not only the nuts, but the little adapter. Oh, and then I need to add the little gem fan adapter. I know we did this in the past. So here's the little M5 adapter, 23 millimeter motor, nut. Let's give that a second because I need to find a gem fan prop with the little center clear piece. I just threw away one of those clear center pieces. Okay, so 2304, 2303, whatever it is, 16.9 grams. All right, 16.9. And that's ready for the prop. So 16.9 versus, we got that, and then I need two M2x7s, 1 and 2. All right, let's give that a second to settle down. And what the hell? How is that possible? 16.0. How is it only a 0.9 gram difference? Is this real life? Sure this is a 23? No, this is a 21. This is 21. This is what is this doing in a 23 box? I don't have a set of 23s. What? This is a 21 millimeter 1620 kV. This doesn't do me any good. What happened here? I don't even know where these came from. All right, never mind. That's all out the window. I'm gonna leave 21s on it. Oh man, I was kind of looking forward to doing that testing. That's okay. I've already flown the 23s. They make a little bit too much power, in my opinion, and the hover point is a little bit too low. And these 2104s make just the right amount of power. So, fuck it. I feel like a dummy. Yeah, these are not 23s. These are 21s in 23 boxes. These are going to become giveaway motors because these are a 6S KV. And these were donated to me. So yeah, these you're going to see some 21 millimeter 1620 kV FPV cycle motors at some point in the giveaways. Look out for that. Cool. I actually like that better because man, is that a lot less work. Hopefully you guys got something out of that test methodology. I don't know. Hopefully I was making sense with what I was talking about doing there. I'm sure I was. Well, hey, this is good for you guys. You get an awesome set of motors coming at you. Coming at you. Hey, newbie drone 2004s. Kind of still want to test these 2004s. Gotta be honest. they're great motors. They're nowhere near as light as the Brother Hobby 2004s, though. I will say that. I will absolutely say that. I can't do this. These are going to stick to the motor and screw somebody over. Okay. A lot less work. Did I lose you guys? Were you guys following me through all that? Was that fun for anyone? QAV-Cine says, hi, I already noticed the durability. Had 2 crashes yesterday where I was sure something broke and nothing. Yeah, man, the Cinesplore is very... It's wild, man. Like, when you build it, you're like, this thing's kind of flimsy. What the hell? Like, the base plate's really thin. The arms are only 3 millimeters. But then you start bouncing it off shit, and it's just fine. Like, in my opinion, what the Cinesplore is the perfect example of, like, very intelligent design in that, like, you put carbon exactly where you need it, and you take it away from everywhere that you don't absolutely need it. If you've ever, like, seen a Cinesplore, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, it's kind of bendy, like when you take it from the corners like this, like, it's kind of bendy because the arms are only 3 millimeters and the arms are pretty thin, but, like, they're removable arms, so the carbon fiber weave is going the correct direction. It has carbon exactly where it needs it. And Cinesplores don't slam hard, right? Like, when we crash Cinesplores, Cinewhoops, they're basically falling to the ground. There's no 80-mile-an-hour impact. It's just the drop. And, yeah, like, somehow... But I did not help Bob with the Cinesplore at all. He did not send it to me early for crash testing, but he must have sent it to somebody because, man, it is, like, just exactly strong enough in all the places that it needs to be strong enough. I have yet to break anything on one, and good God, I have crashed them quite a bit. I've broken a couple of ducts, but that's about it. No, that is it. That's not about it. That is it. What's up, Bambi Takes Flight? Bambi Takes Flight says, are the WeBLEED batteries a different chemistry to all the others? I don't think so, but they are folded cell, which is the thing that really matters. They are my favorite of the 300 mAh BT 2.0 batteries. Marcel Off Axis says, I'll take them any day. I don't remember what we were talking about, Marcel. PJ says, hey, CiottiFPV Collective, hope you're having a good Friday night. We are. I hope. I am. GrizzFPV says, hope I can win some of those and run 6S. I hope so too, Grizz. Grizz gave me some really good durability feedback, which is always awesome. Steve E is in the house. He says, hi, back to flight time. Maybe set up a very basic black box logging with stick overlay and data points relating to battery performance only. Should get hours of logging. If I was going to do it anymore, I might think about doing that. But I'm not going to do it anymore because having 3 different motors to do it on makes sense, but only having these 2 motors to do it on, well, because here's the thing: these 2004s don't make enough power. These 2104 FPV cycle motors, now that I've gone to heavier GoPros, they're the right amount of power. So I don't really have any interest in. What I will do is the runtime test between the lightweight Cinesplore with the lightweight 2004s versus the fatter Cinewhoop. That is a runtime test that I will absolutely do. I'm just not going to put these... That already has 2004s, so that'll get us where we need to get, and I'm just going to do... I think that's going to be a pretty drastic difference, because it's going to be 4S 850 versus 4S 1050, and it's and I think the extra weight of the Hero 10 is going to really hammer the runtime on that thing. So yeah, that's the test that I'm going to do, and that'll be a pretty simple... I mean, Christ, we could do that test right now, come to think of it. Although I don't like to do hover tests inside because there's too many variables with the air moving around inside with ground effect and shit like that. For hover tests, I do them outside 10 feet up in the air, so there's no chance that the thrust is pushing against anything other than just a wide open column of air. So yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do that testing tomorrow. But yeah, the big thing that I want to get from that testing though is I'm just trying to figure out what the hell is going on with the runtime of this rig. The runtime really seems very low for this rig, but it might be the weight increase, and this will tell me that for sure. That lightweight Cinesplore on the 2004s with the fat boy camera, if that only gets 3 minutes of runtime, then yeah, weight absolutely demolishes runtime. Newbie Drone 2004 is for sale. 3100 kV, perfect for 4S. Here we go. Let's get caught up on chat. Stevie also says, from what I saw at American Crit Series, you should get much longer runtime than flying an FPV run, maybe 15 to 20% longer. At the Crit Series, I mean, I was kind of boogieing though. When you put the nose down like I was putting the nose down, the runtime really goes to hell. And the 4S 850s, I mean, that's not a lot of battery, right? Like, you know, these got a little bit of weight to them, and they're not really aerodynamic, right? Although I guess I had the I pulled the GoPro mounts off. The first of those events, I had the GoPro mounts on. But yeah, as soon as you put the nose down, man, the runtime takes a dump. And maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just railing this thing around. You know, like testing in the front yard is completely different than flying around a subject, right? When you're flying around a subject, you're really like, just mentally, you're like smooth, 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 slow, smooth, slow, smooth, slow. When I'm out in the front yard, I'm like, wee, flying around trees and shit. So that could totally be it. But yeah, the hover test will absolutely suss that out. So that'll be good. I'm looking forward to doing that. EVA-FPV says it just gives 0 Fs. I've cracked a duct though. Yeah, the Cloud 149 ducts will crack. I've broken 2 of them. I think I've broken 2 of them. They're thin. But man, are they nice. The Stan FPV ducts are, I don't think they'll ever break. I mean, I broke the one, but it had a shallow brass grommet in it. With these longer brass grommets that I now have, I don't think these ducts are ever going to break. I mean, they will. Well, maybe not. Maybe the arm will break before the duct. That's I think what I want. I think I want the arm to break before the duct. Maybe not. It's easier to replace the duct, because to replace the arm, you have to take the duct off anyway. So I guess I would still rather the duct break. But what I want to figure out, I mean, although these brass grommets that I now found, I think they're 5 millimeters long. The regular ones are, I believe, 3 millimeters long. The ones that I've broken are 3 millimeters long. These 5 mil ones, if the arm breaks before these, I might bail on these and go back to the 3 mil ones, because I think I would rather actually have the duct break than the arm. The ducts are way more expensive than the arms though. But from an on-set standpoint, if you break a duct, it's 3 screws and you swap it out. If you break an arm, it's 3 screws, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws, a zip tie, right? Much more annoying. And that's what I'm kind of trying to figure out, right? Is how do I get the most strength? But yeah, you guys know what I'm saying. Baby takes flight. Oh, we got that. EVA-FPV says, I think the rigid ducts really help the arm strength. It would not surprise me. It would not surprise me at all. The ducts are really, and when you look at how an arm is going to break, it's yeah. And Bob made the arm nice and thick here at like he really thinned the arm down after the duct. It's almost like he knew. It's almost like he's been designing frames for 4 years. GrizzFPV says, how much? Message me. I'll give you a good deal, Grizz. You know me. Michael D says, do you have a Mac Mini Dock 4? I do. It's a startech.com that someone actually sent me. One of you beautiful bastards sent me a long time ago. Yeah, it's great. It has a little headphone plug, a little SD card slot on the front. It's got 4 extra USBs on the back, 1 extra on the front. Super handy little dock. Kevin Sumner's in the house. He says, what's up? Catching up in 2X. Oh boy. Alvin and the Chipmunks style. And we're caught up. All right. Hey, I did so I put this thing back up in the air and I took a log of it and I sent it to Brandon and he's like, whoa, that electrical noise though. I think the flight controller is blowing up in this. I think this needs a new flight controller, which is super aggravating because this is a brand new Talon, which is made by CL Racing, which are usually pretty good. Because yeah, I've got a capacitor on this. It's not a huge capacitor, but I only have it on 4S, so should be fine. The leads are a little bit long on the capacitor, but they're not that long. So yeah, I think this thing needs a new flight controller. Looking forward to getting this put back together, or up in the air properly. Once I have this up in the air properly, it'll really kick me in the ass to tear apart my Hero 6 and make a naked GoPro out of it, because this is a really interesting platform for a naked GoPro or an Insta360 GO 2, although I have still yet to see an Insta360 GO 2 mount for this particular frame. Although I haven't looked in a while. Let's take a look. Thingiverse, and we want QAV Insta360. Let's just try that. Actually, I think I have seen this. Yeah, I have seen this. But this, I have a funny feeling that this is kind of a crappy design here. Maybe not, though. Eva, you still in here? Eva, can you print this? Can you even look at this and tell me if it's a horrible design? There's the link in chat. If that doesn't look like a terrible design, would you mind printing that for me? And we'll see if an Insta360 GO 2 fits in there. What is it called? QAV-Cine. That's it. Let me put that into the search. Thingiverse's search blows. All right, let's search for that. Oh, you know what? I kind of need a little. Oh, look at that! Look at the rear-mounted mount for it. That's pretty cool. How the hell? How did they do that? Oh, it hangs onto the. That's interesting. Hangs onto the top mounting points. Huh. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I need an Immortal T mount for this too. Hey, look at that. That's too big though. Why is it so big? There's no need. There's a really slimmed down one on here. Ooh, that's cool. That's really handy. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about this, and this goes for Chris Rosser's 3.5-inch Cinewoop frame as well, is I don't like the idea of having naked carbon on these edges. Carbon's kind of sharp. Like, if you hit somebody in the face with this, like, it's gonna fucking cut the shit out of them. Like, carbon fiber's no joke. This little guy would make an awful lot of sense. But, man, that's gonna add some serious weight. Although I guess you could just put them on the front, right? There's really no reason to put them on the rear. So you just put these on the front. But I guess you got to put them on the... I guess you could... absolute minimal, it would just the front, just on the top, because you're always going to be nose down, right? You're never going to, well, you could hit, if you see somebody at the last second, you could slide into them and then you'll hit them with the bottom. So I guess you would need it on the top and the bottom and the front, but you wouldn't really need to do it in the rear. Man, that looks stringy as hell. I guess that's just his print settings though, right? There it is. Yeah. This is what I'd seen. That's nice. That's all that's really. Oh, and I didn't even notice. It's got a little jib jab for the flippity floppity. The antenna. Yeah, that's the one there. There's no reason for it to be any more beefy than that. It's printing now. Oh my God, Evie, you're the best. Hey, can you maybe hook a brother up on that one too? Maybe. Please. Happy FPV says it looks pretty robust for the Insta360 GO too. Really? Awesome. It's just that picture looks terrible. Am I right? Eva, thank you. You're the best. You're the best. Hey, oh, there's another bumper. Look at that. That one's got holes in it. Ooh, a holy bumper. What are you doing there? What are you pulling some stuff out? What you doing there, buddy? Look at that. He put the little holes for a little bit of shock absorption. It looks too heavy. Eva, can you print me 2 of these too? Can you print me 2 of those too? Thank you. I'm the worst. When they make 3D printers like really small, I'll snag one. I want one with like a bed that's like this big. Like just make a fucking 3D printer that's this big. If that exists, don't tell me. I don't want a 3D printer. I really don't. I will not be able to control myself. You guys will never see me again. The chat is just exploding. Let's get caught up. Happy FPV says, get up with Pokey FPV if you can't find one. That guy is a genius with making those. What? Oh, the mounts. Really? Pokey FPV is awesome. He's such a cool dude. I got to meet him at Rampage this year, and I use his randomizer thing every other Monday for the giveaways. Love that guy. Public Donald says, use Mount Maker. You watch your mouth. Metal Dirtson says, I'm late, but the Rip Squeak mounts that slip on to the 10mm standoffs might work on there. Worth a try at least. Interesting. No, they go on the other. Those are 90 degrees the wrong direction. I think. Well, I mean, we found that one, and Happy says it looks pretty robust, so we should be okay. Riot9 says, try turning on exact match for Thingiverse. Kind of, sometimes maybe helps. Kind of, sometimes maybe. Happy FPV says it looks like that mount uses the horizontal standoff mount. It does, yeah, it uses this. It's a very weird little system here, but yeah, there's a horizontal M2 stand. Oh, you know what? That would be the problem with the Rip Squeak mount, is that this is M2 and the Rip Squeak is all M3. But yeah, it uses this top piece. See that? It just wraps around that top jib jab there. Weird little camera mount setup, but I mean, it does work. Totally works. And then you can just, it fits on there really tightly, so you can just change the up tilt by just pushing on it. And it just... Kiz Bartlett says, the sounds you make just make it too easy. Yo, Kiz Bartlett has been making some gnarly little mashups. I've been posting them on my Facebook. Make sure you're subscribed to CiottiFPV over on Facebook for that, for them funnies. But here's a good, I won't be able to play all of this. Fuck it, we'll be fine. It's worth it. Yeah! My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. There you go. Kiz Bartlett, everyone. A fucking national treasure. Oh, God. It auto-played a scary video. Kiz, you're the best. Thank you, dude. I can't explain to you the joy. I can't explain to you the joy that I get when you make those. Even just Kiz, even like sometimes he just does like the simple little clips, like YouTube can do the little clippy thing, the little, little clips. When I'm just being a complete maniac, and those just make me want to scream. There's one for you. You fucker. Let's see if no works yet. Nope, it's broken. Wow, Price is Wrong doesn't work either. Nothing works. Does In the World work?
In the world.
In the World works. Maybe not. I don't know, I can't hear it. I don't have monitoring set up. I refuse to wear headphones. I just refuse. Gardo Rotor with a great question. What's the go-to KV for the 0702 WeBLEED branded motors? Gardo, here's my opinion on KV. Always get the highest. Not always. 99% of the time, get the highest KV. And I'll tell you why. Motor limiting in the PID tab. For about a year, back when I was flying freestyle pretty consistently, I had two identical glides. One of them, both running on 6S. One of them on 2400 kV, 2306s. The other one on 1950 kV, 1850 kV, 2306s. Same motors, same everything. And I just used the motor limiting in the PID tab to bring the 2400 kV down to the equivalent of 1850. On many occasions, I blind tested them. If I was flying with someone, I would say, hey, here's two rigs, plug one of them in, don't tell me which one. I could never tell the difference in flight feel. I could never tell the difference in flight time. And I ran the same tune, same everything. Everything the same. There was not a single occasion where I could tell or feel or notice the difference between those two rigs in any way. The rig on the 2400 kV motors didn't blow up ESCs more often. There was no difference. To be honest, I forgot that, like eventually, I just forgot that the one rig was on the 2400s. What reminded me one day is I went into the motors tab. So this is the only thing you have to be careful of. Is that I went into the motors tab with the 2400 kV rig and I swung the thing to 100% and they fucking like I'm used to the normal like of the 1850s, and I did that and they went like a crazy RPM and I was like, oh shit, what? And then I looked on the motors, I was like, oh right, this is the rig that's on the 2400s. The motors tab doesn't care about the motor limiting. The motor limiting affects everything else but the motors tab. So if you're going to play this game and run like a 4S kV motor on 6S, that's the one thing you have to be careful of. But you should not be going to 100% in the motors tab for more than like a split second anyway, so you're fine. But just keep that in mind. Other than that, and especially when you're talking about like, in this case, 26,500 versus 28,500. If there's only a little bit of a difference there, in my opinion, always go with the higher KV. Because the higher KV, you can limit down. A lower KV, you can't push up, right? There are thrusts. So Rosser and a couple other people have done this testing on the thrust stand. And on the thrust stand, at full throttle, yes, there's a difference. It's a very small difference, but there is a difference. The lower KV motors, not limited, are a little bit more efficient. Flying freestyle, we use full throttle, where that efficiency difference actually is, for about 3 seconds per battery, right? Because we never hang at full throttle. We blip full throttle, where we sit at full throttle for a half a second to fling ourselves up into the clouds. We just don't use enough throttle for that efficiency difference to make any actual difference in the real world. Racers, maybe they're pretty deep in the throttle, but I doubt it, to be really honest. I really do doubt it. And there's a lot of benefits from having that higher KV that you've motor limited down. extra power on demand, right? Like whenever you need it, you go into the OSD menu and you have extra power available. Like that's legit, right? You're flying a big spot, you're trying out a lower pitch propeller, a smaller propeller. Hey, I want to try a 4-inch propeller. Oh shit, I don't want to have to do a 4-inch build. Put them on your 5-inch rig that's got 2400 kV motors and 6S and put it up to like 95% motor limiting, right? You get to try out a 4-inch prop. It'll be a rig that's too heavy, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, in my opinion, 0702s, 28,500 all day. And then it's probably going to be too much because it's a lot. And then you just motor limit it down and you fly it a bunch. And eventually, if you get bored with it, you got some extra power. You don't have to swap motors. You just, and you're good to go. Not even, you just, you know, because you can do it in the OST. There's a good one for kids. EVAFPV says, how many of the carbon guards? 2, please. Aircon said, oh no, I'm sorry, 4. Aircon says, what would I need at least to carry the Action 2? It weighs 73 grams. 73 grams is knocking on the door of 4-inch. So if you want to build something different, you could do like an Apex Mini with 4-inch arms. If it were me, I would do a lightweight 5-inch build, though. A glide on lightweight 2306s. Although you could probably get away with like 2305s or even 2206s. 6S 1050 mAh battery. And away you go. You'll be like 600 grams, plus or minus a little bit. And yeah, it'll fly great, and it'll be really durable too. When you lighten up a 5-inch rig, they become really durable. Starter rotor says makes sense. Go big and turn down the volume. Yep, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. The only problem with potentially doing that is that, and this is the end of the motor conversation that we were having a half an hour ago about the thickness of the copper windings. So, like we were talking about, to raise the KV, you wind less turns around each stator pole. If you just do that, you will reduce the amount of copper in the motor, and the motor will make less power. It'll turn a higher KV when it's unloaded and there's no resistance, but as soon as you put a propeller on it, it won't be able to get up to that higher KV because there's less copper in there. It has less total torque or power, or whatever you want to call it. So what the motor manufacturers are supposed to do when they change KV on a motor is retool the machine. So they don't hand wind these things. They have a big fancy machine that and it winds each motor in like a split second. So what they're supposed to do is take the copper, so they do the 24,500s with a thicker copper gauge wire. When they're done running all those motors, they're supposed to pull that wire out and put a thicker gauge wire in for the 26,500 kV motors. Wind all those. Take that out, put an even thicker gauge in for the 28,500 kV motors and wind all those. Because we demand everything be stupidly cheap, one of the things that they can do to save money and time is to not retool the machine. So in some situations, what you can see is a motor, and this used to happen with 2400 to 2600 kV, 2306s, 2207s. I think this is what happened with the previous generation of tinywhoop.com Happy Model 27,000s. I think that the current ones are fixed, but I think the very first, we're talking like a year and a half ago, there was for the first time ever, we went above 25,000 kV for these tiny little motors, and it was an 0802 27,000 kV. But myself and SR13, you OGs will know that name, we both noticed that the 27,000 kV 0802s seem to make less power than the 25,000s. And I talked to Ryan Harrell about it, and that's when a lot of this conversation kind of got started. And so, yeah, what we guessed was that Happy Model did not retool the machine. They just left the machine set up for the 25,000s, and they just told the machine to make one less wind. And so unloaded, it would crank up to 27,000 kV. But as soon as you put a propeller on it, it had less copper in the stator, and so it wouldn't wind all the way back up. Total guesses, like that. You know, that is just SR13 and I. Here's the other problem with that, is that this is back when we were running quad blades. So we might have just been overpropping I mean, we were definitely overpropping those motors, but we might have been overpropping them so badly that as soon as we went full throttle, they would heat soak, saturate, and that just kills the power of the motor. So there's a chance that's what it was. Or it could have been a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I don't know. Yeah, that's important. And it's something that has happened before. Like I said, we saw it way long ago with 2400, 2600 kV big boy 5-inch rig motors, where, yeah, the higher kV motor would... And here's where it becomes really interesting, too, is that if on the higher kV motor you run a drastic, not even drastically, a lower pitch propeller, it can potentially allow it to spin all the way back up, and you don't really notice that difference in power as much. You'll see it on the thrust stand. I wish I remembered... what motor it was. Because Ryan's website here is still up and the Data Explorer is still here. I bet you if you dug around in here enough and looked at identical motors in 25 and 2600 kV. So here, this would not work because this is a 2206 versus a 2407, sorry. You would need to look at like, and it's not going to be like from 1800 kV to 2500 kV. That's too big of a jump. They definitely use the different wire gauge between these two. What you're looking for is like this right here, like 17 to 19. There's a chance that this is running into that. That is not the motor that I remember it being, though. Man, there's a lot of motors. But yeah, if you have a ton of time on your hands, here'd be another one that you could try. They're both 2206s, 2300 to 2600. There's a chance that they didn't rewind the machine. So what you would see is that the 2600 kV motors on the thrust stand, when they're loaded down, would make less power than the 2300s. All that being said, the fact that it's a higher kV, it's going to ask for more power, sort of. It's a weird way of putting it, but and usually typically what you won't see is that the higher kV makes less power. Typically what you'll see is they make the same amount of power, or there's barely any difference. There should be a pretty big difference in power between 2300 and 2600. But the other thing that factors into this is if it's too pitchy of a prop. If you're running too pitchy of a prop for this 2600, it won't make much extra power than 23. So it's really hard to like completely nail it down. Hopefully that all makes sense. But I do remember Ryan showing me a motor that there was like no power difference between the higher kV. Oh, look at this. What? Oh, I thought that... What is that? I thought it was an 0705 and an 0603, but it's not. It's not. That's just Ryan using some numbers. That's pretty cool, though. What are these experimental motors? Now I'm all fucking curious. If you guys don't know about this website, it's phenomenal. There's a lot of incredible data on MiniQuadTestBench.com. This is Ryan Harrell's baby, man. He's probably got hundreds of hours in this website and the testing in this website. If you want to really learn about motors, this is where you do it. He's got amazing articles on here. He's got like his testing methodology. This is where I learned pretty much everything I know about ESCs and motors is from this website, and just kind of making friends with Ryan at Quad Camp, and then just continuing to talk to him over the years. Admittedly, this is a little bit dated, 2017, but it's most of this is just engineering. This is not like, this is not, it's like some of the tech has changed in motors. Motors make more power nowadays, but this is all still totally valid information, as long as he's not saying like, hey, the most powerful motor is the Hype Train 2306. But you guys already know that. So yeah, this is a phenomenal website. I find myself on this website once a month for some reason. Pretty much every month for the past 3 or 4 years since I first met Ryan. Yeah, it's really, really good. So the way the website works is that you choose the motor. So let's actually look at these. Let's look at this AMAX 2306 1750. So you click add, and then it gives you the opportunity to add another motor. Oh, not the same thing. I want to pick 2 of the same motor, so let's remove that. I want to take a quick look at this KV. So let's try these Brother Hobby Tornado T2s. So you add, and then we're going to add this one. Add that. Wait, no. Remove this one, and then you click go. You can add a bunch. Oh, shit. Sorry. All right. So you click the motor. You click add, and then it gives you another option. You put another motor in there. You add that. You can just keep adding. You can add a bunch. You hit go, and then it puts them all in this little chart here. And then you've got all these data points. And look, they're all color-coded here. Thrust, amps, volts, efficiency. Thrust, amps, volts, efficiency. Blue, orange, green, red, boom, 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 boom. And then they're all mapped out here. And it's set up to bring the values up on every single one of them. And then there's even all different props. Unfortunately, they are old school, outdated props, but you get the picture. Nowadays, the propellers are much lower pitch, so focus on the lower pitch props, the HQ 5x4, the Gemfan 5x4.5, even this is a very pitchy prop. You're really going to be looking at, oh, here you go, HQ 5x4x3. So yeah, keep an eye on the lower pitch props. We don't really have any of these crazy pitch props anymore. And yeah, and you can take a look. So in this case, we've got blue versus purple. We're talking 2300 kV to 2600 kV. There is not much, like, look how little the difference is in thrust. 1114 grams versus 1139 grams. That's like practically no difference. I think that's more a function of the higher in this case at least, the higher kV motor being too high of a kV for this pitchy of a prop. But yeah, I don't know. So definitely keep that in mind, because these are old school props that are very pitchy. But really, really interesting stuff here. Really, really cool website. You'll learn a ton on here. And yeah, like you can really see the efficiency numbers on the 2600 kV. The efficiency is just in the toilet compared to the 2400 or 2300. What I will say here, 2300 kV is a much better fit for all of these propellers here. This testing would be much more interesting with a lower kV motor. If this one motor was like 2200 kV and the other one was 2400 kV, that would give us a much better picture as to what's going on. But nonetheless, really, really, really good data on this website. You guys should definitely check it out. Let me see if I can find some 6S KVs. Like, let me see if I can find like a 1600 kV versus an 1800 kV. Let's take a look at T-Motor. Let's see if there's any F40s. So this is also back in the days of 4S, so I don't know. Oh, here's a Pro 4 in 1950 kV. It's a shame. Oh, that's an F60. Yeah, man, this is back in 4S days. But the value of this website is mainly in the comparisons. The value in this website is not, oh, let me look up my motor and see how much power it makes. That's nonsense. This is for learning how different KVs compare to one another. There's some 6S stuff on here. There's the Pro 2, 2306 1600. Unfortunately, there's not the 1800 on here, or the 1750 on here. Yeah, I don't know what that motor was, but man, Jesus, there's a shitload of motors on here. Might have been an RCX motor. Yeah, I don't know. But great website, MiniQuadTestBench.com. That's Ryan Harrell's website. Ryan's a great guy. Brilliant guy. Brilliant. Bot Grinder streams in 3 minutes. Last second questions. Hurry up, friends. Zoe Tech, thanks again for the humongous super chat. Holy crap. If you guys don't get your asses over to WeBLEEDfpv right now and buy some stuff, I'm going to cut your faces. They've got these 0702s coming. I suggest the 28,500 kV. They're going to have 24,500, 26,500, and 28,500. Yeah. To me, this is the one to get. This is a pre-order. They're going to ship roughly the beginning of next month. The rest of the website has all kinds of other stuff. So open up the entire website and you're going to find a bunch of other stuff that you're going to love. Hey, definitely snag some of their batteries. These are awesome folded cell 300 mAh BT 2.0 batteries. I've been pounding on a half a dozen of these WeBLEED batteries. This is what you've been seeing me fly for the last like 8 months on the Tiny Whoops, is mainly these WeBLEED batteries, and they just won't die. I don't get it. Usually I demolish Tiny Whoop batteries. They've also got a fractal board. Those are really nice to have. What else? Let me help you guys spend some money. You know what I noticed today? This BI camera, not that great. Not that great. I thought it was okay, but man, flying it outside, it has a hard time in the outside. It's fine inside though. What else should you guys buy? Ooh, they got them fractal kits if you want to go carbon fiber. Meteor 65 frames. These are not usually in stock. That's cool. Digging that. Grab you 1 or 2 of those. Newbie drone foam. I'm a big fan of that. Oh, look. The thumb grippies. A lot of people that got the stick and dick ends kit like the thumb grippies, but they're that weird white color. Look, WeBLEED got with them and they did a run of the reds. I'm actually, god damn it. Oh wait, no, I didn't place my order yet. Yes. I'm getting some of the oh, I sent the kits out. I don't know which ones I like. Is it the Q? No, it's not the Q-tips. Which ones do I like? I like these Grandmasters. I like the skinny ones. These are the ones I liked. The specimens. Yeah, I'm going to get a set of these too. What's the QX7? M4? I think it's M4. Add to cart. Hell yeah. What else? Definitely get you some of them Gore motors. Restyle with the last comment, and then I'm going to stop helping you guys spend money. You can do that yourselves. Get some, oh, there's no Gemfan bi-blades on there. I was going to say get some Gemfan bi-blades. The Gemfan tries are pretty good, but I really like the bi-blades. The HQ tri-blades are slightly less pitchy. So if you don't have any Gemfan bi-blades, snag a couple of sets of the HQ tri-blades, and when you can, get some of the Gemfan buys. The Newbie Drone Venom bi-blades are okay, but the Gemfan bi-blades are much better, in my opinion. Ooh, that's cool. Little switch covers. Look at that. And it says what the switch is. That's pretty slick. Restyle with the last comment. No, we got 2 comments. Restyle says, think my message might have gotten missed earlier. Got the sticks. Busy work week, but I'm going to try. Feel for them this weekend. Ship them back next week. Thanks again. Restyle, there should be another shipping label in there. You want to ship them to that next person. If there's not, then yeah, they come back to me. Take your time. No rush. Nobody else is Nobody else is on the list yet, so take your time. Mutterixkin says, agree about the BI camera. My 75mm whoop, night flying at WCT was terrible with that cam, but the 65 with the Runcam Nano was a warrior. Yeah, the Runcam Nano is really the shit. I wish it would fit in the jib jab. WeBLEEDfpv dropping a link. I'm gonna copy it and paste it, and then you guys can go do some drugs and watch Bot Grinder. There they are, the GemFan. Oh, look, the GemFan biblades are on the GemFan triblade page. Nice. That's what you want, friends. GemFan biblades. Get them with those Gore motors on your pre-order. Love you guys. Be good. Here's the little Tinylifter video. We will end with this. Be good, friends. I love every single one of you. Thanks for the support, as always. You guys make this possible. Pat yourself on the back for that. I love you. Get your asses over to WeBLEED and buy yourself some stuff. You deserve it. You deserve it. Damn it. Waiting for epidemic sounds to come up. There it is. Be good, friends. I'll see you Sunday at 3. Later.